this edition of News Today, a series in which we discuss and briefly analyze the important news of the day. Let's have a look at today's main headlines. Reliance Jio demonstrates first satellite-based gigabit internet in India. Researchers from the University of Liverpool used large language models to generate legal arguments from case facts. Ministry of Coal asked the Department of Financial Services to classify coal under the infrastructure sector. National Highway Authority of India monetizes highways via toll operate transfer model. IITM Pune demonstrates that cloud seeding can reduce rain uncertainty. Ministry of Earth Sciences issues advisory for sensitive groups as Delhi's air quality deteriorates. Starting with the first news, Reliance Jio has demonstrated India's first satellite-based gigabit internet service. Before moving on, first let's discuss what exactly is satellite internet. Satellite internet provides an online connection powered by satellites. Internet service providers in this case launch multiple satellites into space that orbit around Earth. It works by using radio waves to communicate with satellites. Data in satellite internet is sent and retrieved through a communication network which includes a modem, satellite dish, and a centralized network operation center for monitoring the entire system. Talking about the advantages of satellite internet over conventional internet, it can connect people from remote or rural areas and provide multi-device access. However, satellite internet has higher latency and is expensive when compared to ground-based internet. Also, its transmission can be interrupted by severe weather conditions. Coming back to the news, Jio is partnering with Luxembourg-based satellites communications company SES to provide medium Earth orbit satellite internet. Usually, satellite internet involves constellations of low Earth orbit satellites as used in Starlink and OneWeb. The project focuses on medium Earth orbit satellite internet as it can cover larger area of the globe with much fewer satellites in comparison to its low Earth orbit version. However, it may have higher latency and require a larger satellite dish.
Moving on, researchers from the University of Liverpool used large language models to generate legal arguments from case facts. The large language models are machine learning models that can comprehend and generate human language text. Let's have a look at the key findings of the study. The generated arguments using GPT 3.5 achieved an average overlap of 63% with benchmark annotations. Also, the use of technology and AI has the potential to reduce the backlog of Indian judiciary, which is more than 5 crore cases. Having said this, let's understand the significance of using technology in judiciary. It can lead to enhanced efficiency due to operational ease, better maintenance and transmission of documents. It can also reduce the cost of litigation and improve transparency and judicial responsiveness. In this context, there have been initiatives taken for integrating technology in the judiciary like the e-Courts Mission Mode project. As part of the e-Courts project, 7 platforms have been created to provide real-time information on case status, cause list and judgments. Other steps include the National Judicial Data Grid, live streaming of cases, virtual courts, e-filing system, and the National Service and Tracking of Electronic Processes for serving and issuing summons. However, there are certain challenges of using technology in judiciary. This includes structural, like the existing digital divide, behavioral in terms of lack of awareness, and operational issues of privacy.
Moving on, the Ministry of Coal has asked the Department of Financial Services to classify coal under the infrastructure sector. Let's first discuss what classification as the infrastructure sector means in India. The Ministry of Finance notifies a harmonized master list of infrastructure subsectors. This list was initially approved in 2012 and was introduced to guide financial institutions and agencies responsible for supporting infrastructure. Such inclusion allows easier access to long-term funding at lower interest rates. The assessment for inclusion of sectors under the list is based on factors like their importance for economic development and their ability to contribute to human capital. There are 5 broad categories under the list. The first is transport and logistics, which includes sectors related to roads and bridges, ports, etc. Second is the energy sector, which includes sectors like electricity generation, transmission, and distribution. Third is water and sanitation, with sectors like solid waste management and irrigation. The fourth is communication, which includes sectors related to telecom towers and telecom services. And lastly, social and commercial infrastructure, which includes educational infrastructure, sports infrastructure, and affordable housing, among other things. Data centers and energy storage systems are some recent inclusions in the harmonized master list, which were included in the updated list in October 2022. Coming back to the news, let's discuss why the Ministry of Coal is seeking the inclusion of coal in the master list of infrastructure subsectors. It is expected that such a move will help in securing financial assistance for commercial coal mines. Also, it will make the coal sector more investor-friendly and allow banks and financial institutions to formulate policies more effectively.
In another news, the National Highways Authority of India has monetized highways via toll operate transfer model. The center plans to generate revenue of approximately 24.1 billion US dollars by monetizing highways in the coming years. Till now, the National Highways Authority of India has monetized approximately 1614 kilometers of projects for approximately 3.2 billion US dollars. The road sector will contribute more than 27% of the asset monetization target out of the rupees 6 lakh crore target under the National Monetization Plan till the financial year 2025. The government is using Infrastructure Investment Trust and the Toll Operate Transfer or the TOT model to generate revenue from these assets. Previously, in 2016, the Cabinet had approved the TOT model and authorized the National Highways Authority of India to monetize public-funded national highway projects such as the Engineering Procurement Construction or the EPC and the Build Operate Transfer projects or the BOT. Having said this, let's understand more about the Toll Operate Transfer model. Under this model, the center gives toll collecting rights to private operators for a specific period. Herein, the operation and maintenance obligation of projects is with the concessionaire and the projects under the TOT model are treated as public-private partnership projects. Under this model, around 75% of national highways projects have been identified for potential monetization. The significance of this model lies in the fact that it ensures efficient management of constructed and operational national highway projects through proper operation and maintenance. Also, it can aid in arranging for additional funds required for the achievement of targets under the Bharatmala program. It also facilitates efficient toll realization through private sector. However, there are certain issues associated with this model like high refinancing risk, large interest payment, and risk of performance guarantee.
In our next news, the Indian Institute of Tropical Meteorology, Pune has demonstrated that cloud seeding can help in reducing rain uncertainty. The Cloud Aerosol Interaction and Precipitation Enhancement Experiment was launched under the Ministry of Earth Sciences in 2018 and 2019. So what are the results of this experiment? It was able to achieve 18% relative enhancement in rainfall over 100 square kilometer area. It was observed that cloud seeding alone cannot mitigate droughts. Under the experiment, approximate cost of producing water was estimated at 18 paisa per liter. Now let's discuss the concept of cloud seeding in more detail. Clouds are formed when water vapor condenses around a tiny particle of dust or salt called ice nuclei floating in the atmosphere. Cloud seeding encourages precipitation by injecting artificial ice nuclei to induce rain from rain-bearing clouds. While most cloud seeding operations use silver iodide, other chemicals like potassium iodide, carbon dioxide in the form of dry ice, propane, calcium carbide, ammonium nitrate, sodium chloride, and urea compounds are also used. Cloud seeding operations are generally done to increase rainfall, regulate weather, and mitigate hail damage. However, the process doesn't come without challenges. There are concerns surrounding the use of potentially harmful chemicals, and the long-term impacts of such operations are still unknown. Also, the process is quite expensive. Now there are also different types of cloud seeding. One of them is hygroscopic cloud seeding, which disperses salts through flares or explosive in the lower portion of the clouds. Another is dynamic cloud seeding, which boosts vertical air currents, encouraging more water to pass through the clouds. And lastly, we have static cloud seeding, which involves spreading a chemical like silver iodide into moisture-laden clouds.
In another news, the Ministry of Earth Sciences has issued advisory for sensitive group as the Delhi's air quality deteriorates. The advisory said that elderly, children, and those with respiratory conditions must avoid all outdoor physical activity. The Delhi's 24-hour average AQI was very poor as per the bulletin of CPCB. Let's have a look at the reasons for rise in the air pollution every winter in Delhi. As the monsoon withdraws, predominant direction of wind changes to northwesterly, which brings dust from Rajasthan and sometimes from Pakistan and Afghanistan. Along with this, temperature inversion is also a reason. Plus, the high-speed winds are very effective at dispersing pollutants, and the winter brings a dip in the wind speed. Additionally, farm fires to get rid of paddy stubble, dust and vehicular pollution, pollutive industrial clusters also contribute to air pollution in Delhi. Having looked at the reasons, let's see what steps have been taken. Starting with the Graded Response Action Plan, it is an emergency response mechanism based on AQI levels. It identifies graded measures to curb pollution. Also, the Commission for Air Quality Management in NCR and adjoining areas has been constituted for coordination, research, resolution of problems of air quality. Additionally, regular inspections of construction sites to prevent dust, spraying Pusa biodecomposer in farmlands, water sprinklers, and mandating pollution under control certificates have also been taken. The place in news for today is Venezuela. Recently, the United States agreed to ease sanctions against Venezuela's oil, gas, and mining industries. Venezuela, with its capital Caracas, is bounded by the Caribbean Sea and Atlantic Ocean in the north, Guyana in the east, Brazil in the south, and Colombia in the southwest and west. It administers a number of Caribbean islands and archipelagos like the Margarita Islands, La Blanquela, La Tortuga, Los Roques, and Los Monies. When it comes to its geographical features, the Andes Mountain and the Maracaibo lowlands are in the northwest, the central plains are called the Llanos, the Guyana highlands are in the southeast. Venezuela is home to one of the world's largest oil reserves. Its highest point is Pico Bolivar. Major rivers include Rio Negro, Orinoco River, and the Lake Maracaibo is a major lake.
As we conclude today's main news, let's go through some quick updates. The Principal Scientific Advisor to the Government of India chaired the first joint meeting of Science and Technology clusters. These clusters are established as formal umbrella structures for S&T organizations in various cities for better synergy while retaining autonomy. Iceland has been hit by more than 5,500 small earthquakes. Sequence of multiple earthquakes that occur in a relatively short period without a specific main shock are known as seismic or earthquake swarms. The NASA-funded Subsurface Water Ice Mapping or SWIM project has released its fourth set of maps providing detailed view of Mars subsurface ice. The project combines data from several NASA missions. The United Nations General Assembly adopted a non-binding resolution calling for a ceasefire in Gaza. India, along with 45 countries, abstained in a UNGA vote on the resolution. China successfully launched the youngest crew to its Tiangong space station. The space station was built by the Chinese Manned Space Agency to orbit in low Earth orbit and houses up to 3 astronauts. As per reports, 1300-year-old paintings at Talgirishwar Temple, located in Panamalai, Tamil Nadu, are fading. These mural paintings were created after covering stone walls with a paste made of limestone and sand. Chennai hosted an art exhibit showcasing Pichwai paintings, with some paintings dating back 350 years. The Pichwai style originated over 400 years ago in the town of Nathdwara near Udaipur in Rajasthan. Norman Pritchard, the first Olympic medalist for India, was the only athlete representing India at the Olympic Games in 1900. However, he is considered a controversial Olympian as he is claimed by both Britain and India. Before we go, it's time to put your knowledge to the test in today's segment of Test Your Learning. joining us. We hope you've enjoyed this edition of News Today. To get the answers to today's quiz and to download the PDF of News Today, make sure to check out the links in the description below.